This video is on simultaneous equations and problem solving. Previous two videos were on simultaneous equations being solved by the substitution method and the elimination method. That's what will be used in this video to solve the problems. So if you're not familiar with these two methods, you should look at the second and third video on simultaneous equations. That's where all the practice is on the substitution and elimination methods. This video is simply about applying that to problem solving. So here's a reminder of the substitution method. This was in the second video. System of equations here, 2x plus 3y equals 12 and 2x plus y equals 8. Substitution method is you rearrange one of the equations to be either x equals or y equals. In this case, you wouldn't try to rearrange the top equation because it end up with fractions. In the second equation here, you wouldn't rearrange to x equals because that would give you fractions. The only rearrangement that's suitable is to rearrange for y equals. So the second equation here says 2x plus y equals 8. Take that 2x from the left over to the right, and then you get what y equals. So that second equation becomes y equals 8 minus 2x. So the y is now 8 minus 2x. If you look at the first equation, we can replace its y, is here in red, by 8 minus 2x. That's here in red. So the y can be replaced by the 8 minus 2x. And that's the substitution. So notice the 8 minus 2x is in brackets because everything that y is has to be multiplied by this 3. So that means 3 times everything in brackets. 3 times the 8 and 3 times the minus 2x. Sorting out the left, there's a 2x, there's a minus 6x, that's a minus 4x. The 24 here, take that 24 away from the left and you take 24 off the right. Or if you like, it says plus 24 here, on the other side you minus 24. Doesn't matter whether you change sign or not, as long as you can sort it out to negative 4x equals negative 12. Divide negative 12 by negative 4 and you get positive 3. So x is 3. Now you can pick an equation with x and y and make x 3. The easiest equation will be y equals 8 minus 2x. Make x 3 and it's 8 minus 2 times 3 and out comes y to be 2. So the solution is x is 3 and y is 2. That's the substitution method because we made a substitution. We substituted this y by the 8 minus 2x. Elimination method. So this is one of the cases covered in the third video on elimination. We either try to eliminate the x's or we try to eliminate the y's. It won't matter which. Sometimes one is easier than another. I'm going to eliminate the y's here. There's a 2y and a 3y. So you think of the lowest or least common multiple of 2 and 3. The first number on the 2 times table and the 3 times table that they each share, that's the number 6. On the 2 times table, you've got 6. On the 3 times table, you've got 6. They share 6. Make that 6y and 6y in the bottom here. So to make this top line 6y, I need to multiply everything in the first equation by 3. 3 times the 7x, 3 times the 2y, and 3 times the 1. So the top line times 3. The bottom, I want to multiply by 2, so I get a 6y here. 2 times 4x, 2 times 3y, 2 times negative 5. So top line times 3, left and right, bottom line times 2. Now with these two equations, and for neatness I put a space between them so we can see a new set of equations here. These equations have the same y terms, plus 6y and plus 6y. If I subtract, they will eliminate. So 21x take away 8x is 13x. 6y take away 6y is 0. 3 subtract negative 10, that's the same as 3 plus 10 is 13. 13x is 13, x is 1. Pick one of the equations. I'll take 7x plus 2y equals 1. Make the x 1. That's 7 plus 2y is 1. Take 7 off each side, divide each side by 2, and we've got y. So now we've solved x is 1 and y is negative 3. You can check answers whenever you solve an equation. Just take x and take y and put them back into each equation and check the left hand side makes the right hand side. 7 ones, 2 times negative 3, that's 7 plus negative 6 is 1. 4 ones, 3 times negative 3, 4, add negative 9 is negative 5. So you can check the solution by substituting back into the initial equations and checking the work. So that's the elimination method, the previous substitution method, and if you've not practiced these, you should practice them before you do this video, because really it's just about modelling the problems with the equations, not so much about showing you how to solve them. So how to solve using substitution and eliminations in the second and third video. This is going to apply simultaneous equations to problem solving. So what we're going to do is there's going to be a problem, and there's going to be two things we don't know in the problem, two unknowns, and we'll introduce letters, variables. I'm going to introduce x and y as the variables to represent the unknown quantities. From the information we'll form two equations. So we'll have two equations, each equation with two variables. Solve them either with substitution or elimination to work out what x and y are, the variables. And then using what x and y are, interpret that in terms of the problem. So here we go. This says an adult ticket costs £2 more than a child's ticket. An adult and two children cost £8. Find the cost of two adults and three children. There are two unknowns. How much does an adult ticket cost? And how much does a child's ticket cost? That's the unknowns. So we'll give them letters. And there's two pieces of information. An adult's £2 more than a child. And an adult and two children are £8. So there's two unknowns. Cost of the tickets, adult and child. And two equations based on these two lines. Then we can solve the equations and answer the third part is what's the cost for two adults and three children. So here we go. Decide to call a child's ticket X pounds and an adult's Y pounds. It says an adult's £2 more than a child, so Y is 2 more than X. And there's the equation, Y is X plus 2. So the adult's £2 more than a child. And it says adult and two children, that's Y pounds for an adult, and two X's cost £8. So adult, Y pounds, two children, 2x, cost £8. That's the second equation. So if we get two unknowns, x and y, we've got two equations. This is easily solved by substitution. You could also use elimination, but since it says y equals, we may as well use substitution. So this y is x plus 2. So this y here in the second equation can turn into an x plus 2, and that's a substitution. Take this x plus 2 and replace that y by x plus 2, and you get x plus 2 plus 2x equals 8. Sort that out, you'll get 3x on the left, and take that 2 off the left and 2 off the right, and you'll get 3x equals 6, so x is 2. That means a child's ticket's £2. Y equals x plus 2, so y is 4. And adults is £2 more. Interpret, that's to solve the equations. Interpret the solution as simply to say £2 for a child's ticket, £4 for an adult ticket. So we introduce the letters. You have to say what they are. You have to say a child's ticket's X and an adult's ticket's Y. And then when you solve the equations, you have to say from your solution what a child's tickets cost and what an adult's tickets cost. I know you can answer the question, what's the cost of two adults and three children? That is two adults, 2y, and three children, 3x. It's 2y and 3x. So I just wrote down 2y plus 3x and put in y is 4 and x is 2. And it comes out at 14. And it's therefore £14. That's the answer to the question. Find the cost, it's £14. So don't forget that bit. So it was about modelling the problem with simultaneous equations, and then you go on to solve and answer the questions. Here's a second example. It's a wee bit more complicated. So this is a scoring in some league, some sport. You get penalty and bonus points. Penalty will be points off. So team A had 2 penalties and 3 bonuses. So you get points from 2 penalties, they'll be probably point deductions, and points from bonuses, and overall they scored 4. Team B has got its information, and you have to work out the overall score for Team C. So, 2 unknowns. How many penalty points is it? And what are the bonus points? So, let's say it was X points for a penalty and Y points for a bonus. X will probably be negative because it's a penalty, it's points off, I would think. So, X points for a penalty, Y points for a bonus. We've introduced the variables, the letters, to represent the unknowns. That's the points you get for a penalty or a bonus. We didn't know that. We've got 2 pieces of information, Team A and Team B. 2 penalties, 2 X's, 3 bonuses, 3 Y's, and it makes 4. That's Team A. 2 penalties, 3 bonuses, 2 X and 3 Y. And they scored 4, so it equaled 4. Well, Team B, 5 penalties, 2 bonuses, 5 X's, 2 Y's, and they've scored -1. So obviously the penalties have taken over from the bonuses. So there's Team B. So solve. You wouldn't solve by substitution. Any rearrangement there for X or Y in any of the equations would give you fractions. Don't want that. It makes it very awkward. Elimination. You can either eliminate X's or Y's. If I decide to eliminate Y's, I want to say 3Y and 2Y. Smallest number in the 3 times and 2 times table that they share is 6. Turn that into 6Y and this into 6Y. That means doubling the first equation. It means tripling the second equation. So this is the elimination method. Multiply the top one by 2 to get 6y here, and the bottom one by 3 to get 6y. Double everything in the top. 2 times 2x, 2 times 3y, 2 times 4. There it is, 4x, 6y and 8. Multiply everything in the second equation here by 3. 3 times 5x, 3 times 2y, and 3 times -1. There it is. They've now got the same y term. Subtraction will eliminate the y's. I'll just do top minus bottom. 4x take away 15x is -11x. 6y take away 6y is 0, they're gone. 8 subtract -3, that's 8 plus 3, which is 11. So -11x is 11. So x is -1. Dividing 11 by -11. So a penalty is -1 point, so you get a point taken off. Pick one of the early equations with x and y so that you can make x -1. Pick early equations because they've not been multiplied up, so you're dealing with lower numbers. So it says here 2x plus 3y is 4. Make x -1, that's -2, plus 3y is 4. Add 2 to each side, 3y is 6, and then y is 2. Couldn't fit that working in because of the space in the slide, so that's why it's cut short, but you'd normally go through 3y equals 6, y equals 2. So x is -1, y is 2. Solve the equations. You then interpret your solution in terms of the problem, and that means you say penalty -1 points, bonus 2 points. So that's in the context of this problem. You're solving for how many points for a penalty, how many points for a bonus, so make sure you write that down. Don't just leave it that x is -1, y is 2. Next, look at Team C. It's got 3 penalties, that's 3x, and 2 bonuses, that's 2y. So what does 3x plus 2y equal? Okay, that's the overall. So 3x plus 2y is 3 times -1, and 2 times 2, and that comes out at 1. In other words, overall they've got 1 point. So interpret that in terms of the problem. Team C has 1 point. Find the overall points for Team C. Team C's got 1 point. So don't just leave it at this line with 3x plus 2y equals 1. Write down what that means in terms of the problem. So that's 2 examples. If you click the link in the description, you will get a worksheet on problems like this with answers. So various types, they'll have answers with them. So that's the worksheet. 9 questions. They're quite difficult, and the answers there follow. There's another sheet which is on simply intersecting lines. So it's not a problem solving sheet, but it's another work on the elimination method, just finding these points of intersection. So it brings together the graphical solution and, in this case, the elimination method. So it's illustrated with these lines. You have to find the points of intersection, and it's got the answers. So it's 2 worksheets, but the first one I showed you was a problem solving worksheet, and if you click the link in the description, you also get access to the notes. Covers all the videos on simultaneous equations. That's the graphical solutions, substitution method, elimination method, and a short example on problem solving modelling. Hope you've found these videos useful. Thank you.